Welcome to the Create with Katrina Julia show by Fit Life Creation, where we talk all the things on wellness, faith, marketing, business, and travel to create a life and business you love. I've been there, friend. I've walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and bondage to freedom, along with transformation in every area of my life. I'm right here with you, walking along on my own path to creating. So tune in so that you learn how to create a life and business you love, hands-on. Let's create it. Welcome back to the Create It Like a Boss show. So I dare you to take action on time tracking. Time tracking will save your life. I implemented this habit to do time tracking typically every quarter. I want to say around 2019 or 2018. And then when I was traveling full-time 2020 through mid 2022, I realized there was some periods of time that I didn't do it because life looked really, really different. And recently I was reminded and inspired to do it again through my membership in Social Curator with Jasmine Starr, and an episode, an email she shared in the Social Curator community on the productivity mindset and a mindset moment with Jasmine. And so immediately it triggered me in a great way to where, oh, Katrina, you haven't tracked your time in a while. And I did it 2 weeks ago, and it has absolutely changed so many things, coupled with some other things that have been happening as I've been sharing on the show recently, whether it was the Chat GPT workshop. Yesterday, I was part of an investor cohort with Graham and Walker that helps female founders, as well as Amazon AWS, the Amazon Web Services, and a awesome call I just got off of with the founder of Mentorist, an incredible app that helps you save time on reading as well as take action steps to really create it. As you all know, if you've tuned in, I love to say. So in time tracking, I wanted to share with you guys some of the behind the scenes of when I first did it 14 days ago and what every single day looked like. I did it for 4 days straight, and then I forecasted out the last 3 days. And then it's helped me refocus to where my time is getting better and better and better to align and get to align, be aligned, be in the flow, be embodied, or you simply embody the flow and embody who I am. And then also take an incredibly aligned action. So I did this one 2 weeks ago, and then I'll share some recent revelations on some things I did yesterday just to show you the comparison and the results in the last 2 weeks. So time tracking on Monday, the day that I did this 2 weeks ago, was in 8 o'clock in the morning, my Sacred 7 routine. Then I joined the Epic Fab Girl prayer community call at 8:30. Between 9:45 to 10:30, I worked on a newsletter with the snapshot that I do for my email list. So definitely get on the list if you're not yet, in the show notes and the link in bio. Then I pre-recorded a live stream that I scheduled with pre-recorded content via an incredible app, Restream. So that helps you literally 3x, 5x, 10x your content across a number of platforms. Then I did 2 emails created from templates already for my live, including a course, and 2 B2B proposals, business to business. At 10:30, I did fasted cardio, and then at 11:15, I ate my typical shake and or protein Herbalife coffee in the morning. Then at noon, I focused on Create It Monthly and my monthly program. It's also in the link in the show notes, and getting started email. and did a launch review and content for the following week and outlined it. I have literally, you guys, right now over like 20 drafts in my Instagram. So I'm getting ready to clear those out pretty rapidly in the next month to 2 months to 3 months. So to have, like, I love having backup, but also I feel like sometimes when we have quite a bit, it doesn't inspire as much to create. So there's like a balance between that. Then at one, I reviewed March results. I dove into my ClickUp and dashboard updates. I reviewed the rest of the week and the month to also make sure that I was incorporating and integrating and making time for spiritual, for physical, for financial, for mental, emotional, and playful. At 1:30, I followed up with the community. At 2, I did brand pitches and 8. And at 2:30, I did another workout. At 3, I finished the B School videos and the fun sheets for the last module, round 3. So this is my third time going through B School in the last year. Then at 4:30, I went through Drop the Money Struggle via Amanda Francis and finished round 1 and journaled. At 5, I cleared all my emails and checked in with and followed up with other emails that I needed to clear. And at 5:30, I did EFT and meditation. So if you don't know what EFT is, it's emotional freedom technique. And you start off by acknowledging the fears or doubts or insecurities or unbelief that you have. And even though you have them, you acknowledge that you deeply love, honor, accept, and forgive yourself. And then you tap through specific meridian points on your head and on your face that are directly tied to our neural pathways and to our brain chemistry. I highly encourage you read about EFT. There is incredible scientific results around it because it's literally tying out what you speak about yourself. And you start off with the doubts and you transition into speaking life as you're tapping on your body or on your face, and these points that are helping you solidify new beliefs in your neural pathways and in your brain. So for me, that ties directly into Romans 12:2, being transformed by the renewing of your mind. And also in speaking life and Proverbs 18:21, the power of life and death is in the tongue, and those who love it bear fruit, and that we are salt and light. And then at 6 p.m., I did cardio via Peloton again, or via the Peloton app. At 7, I also did, again, prayers, EFT, because I was feeling different levels of anxiety and different things come up around business, around money, around circumstances. So I'm very, very in tune. Some of you may have heard me share in the past. I live now an extremely healthy lifestyle. Definitely check out my transformation story via fitlifecreation.com/creator. And I lost 55 plus pounds 7+ years ago with healthy habits, obviously transforming a lot in my mind. Herbalife nutrition, disclaimer, the average person loses a half a pound to a pound a week. And that is why I'm so passionate about including tips, tools, and tech in every program. And at the same time, I haven't drank alcohol for 7+ years. So I say all that to say, zero judgment. At the same time, when we remove external things that do not serve us or things that we are consuming internally that do not serve us, it increases our awareness and elevation and focus to revolutionary levels. So after that, I cleared at 8 some existing projects and reviewed both personal and professional development on what was in progress to focus on clearing, any loose ends, anything that I had up in the air that hadn't yet been done. Identifying what is a no coming up for existing obligations and our projects that was no longer aligning or not serving me. And at 9 p.m., I watched a movie, and at 11 went to sleep. So immediately on that day, because I enter in time tracking with the focus and intention to really, really be aware of, are the actions I'm taking in alignment with who I say I want to be and the dreams and desires that are on my heart, on my mind, and then also what external things are showing up to clue me in on maybe what I'm thinking or how I'm feeling, and where I may choose to elevate freely. So immediately I recognized, okay, let me reshift my Mondays to B2B, business to business, to really focus, and leaving 1 to 5-ish open for community and clients first. And then Tuesdays B2C. And a lot of times when I'm doing my launches, especially now with tech and my email templates and chat GPT and AI and automation with Kajabi, like they're getting faster and faster, which is blowing my mind. But at the same time, that's creating more space for other possibilities. So this is as a whole. So Tuesdays B2C, looking at, things, whether it's like, my 3-day challenges or other things that I'm doing to really engage with people, on social. And it's not to say on social I don't share, things that I'm doing on a B2B basis. I do, but that's like, for example, I today just set up my 3-day landing page and set it up on Instagram with the link in bio. And so that's something I might do on a Tuesday, but I had more time. Like, I had already cleared so many things this past Tuesday. And as of this recording, this is Thursday. So again, more time, because when we get more focused and when we prioritize and when we create space and we flow from by purpose, priority, people, and profits, and the impact and influence, and the more and more focused we are, we create more space, especially with tech and teams. So identified that. And then I identified Fridays and Saturdays to assess the week to make sure that's happening, either Friday or Saturday, and clearing the month, especially on on ClickUp. And then adding designated day/time to focus on tech. So instead of like randomly focusing on tech, like I just mentioned, the 3-day challenge, like making the designated time, which I had one of those designated times today to say, okay, let me knock out the 3-day challenge landing page. Let me knock out the emails for that. Let me knock out the opt-in and adding it to the link in bio. And then let me think about how, when I will next scale this to someone else, and or if I scale it, then I can easily duplicate an existing landing page for something and then just tell them to change the links for the offers or create the offers. So my brain is always thinking about how can I free up my time and how can I make my time more efficient. And then learning times post clients. So Tuesday, woke up at 8, had a sacred 7 morning, listened to Kingdom Prayer book by Dr. Tony Evans. Then at 9, got intentionally focused. I started also focusing on daily focuses with money, as far as focusing on, okay, this is my focus for the next, 24 hours. I.e., creating and receiving $7,000+ or $12,000+. Now, I will be sharing with you how and when that starts coming up in the practical. But for example, today, one of my focuses was, $12,000 to $30,000+ a month. And one of my calls earlier today is actually one that may, result in that and or in 7,000 monthly. So that's a clear example of evidence. Even if the money is not here yet, there's actions and alignment, action and evidence of that it is on the way, that it's supporting me. And for those of you that are biblical as well, I want to point you to Deuteronomy 8:18, that we are given the power to create wealth. So, there's so much on both sides. There's so much with money that has to do with like worship of money and, the spirit of mammon and all of this, and materialism, obviously, in culture all around the world. The Joneses, take your pick on, that. And of course, poverty and lack and scarcity and a lot of things where, people are growing up, are born into circumstances that they, live off of less than $1 a day or less than $400 a month. I've traveled and been involved in many different countries and that. And then there's many things that, we're given these gifts, talents, and abilities, but somehow we don't think we're worthy of wealth. But also, the truth is the more we have, the more we're able to give, and the blessings, Proverbs 10:22, the blessings of the Lord bring wealth and he brings no sorrow to it. So, also recognizing like we all are able to be and do more the more we think abundantly and with solutions to give more to the world. So, Then I did laundry at 9:30, going back to the time tracking. Then I did yoga at 10. Then I had an insurance exam for my disability insurance at 11:30. Then I walked to a coffee shop at 1. Then at 2 p.m., I did this. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet at Limitless Global Girl, go subscribe. This episode is on the show and it's repurposed on the show too, my $2 million day in proposals. But if you are the type of person, like some things you really want to see someone's face when they talk about it, you can go to my YouTube channel and see the video on my 2 million plus $2 million proposal day. That is literally it's a wellness slash travel slash media proposal with a travel bureau brand. I am praying, I am aligning, I am hoping that I end up having a meeting and that the proposal and the contract flows as easily as the proposal did and as easily as finding the opportunity. So that's more evidence that I'm seeing that, years in the making of being an entrepreneur, years of, misalignment, struggle, seeing where my lack thoughts, disbelief, were uncovered, especially after I left corporate, making 6+ figures and making brands 6 to 8 figures consistently, how my identity was misaligned, how I didn't believe I was worthy, where I had or have, lack or poverty mindsets. And so to now walking into, like, this year has been a whole vibe. Walking into 2023 and already having 10x results compared to last year, but then having a really weird March and April, and then having this proposal come up, like, it literally came to me, you guys. I don't even remember like Googling for proposals of this type. Like, somehow it came to me. And then when I was creating the proposal in Honeybook, which is actually going to be my next episode, so shout out to Honeybook. It was so easy for me to create with the template I've created in Honeybook, and just the flow. It was like, oh, so already I feel and felt like immediately I felt so grateful that I found the proposal. Two, as I was reading through the proposal and the requirements that, are required by the travel bureau, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is so aligned. This is like literally all my experiences, my wisdom, insight, results, like years in the making. And like putting the proposal together was like less than 2 hours. And it just, everything like flowed. It reminded me of when I got relocated to Atlanta, making 6 figures back in 2010. Like, it was such a redemption moment, like no matter what happens. And I remember when that opportunity happened with Atlanta too, like the Holy Spirit was reminding me that back then, I also had this incredibly aligned opportunity as a chief audit executive back then, and everything was flowing. The interviews went great. And then there was this period that I had to wait. And I remember in the waiting, I was working at an oil and gas company in Houston as an accounting manager, doing SOX compliance trainings, online learning management systems, all these different things. And I remember just being calm and peaceful and just, kept going. And it's like literally a very similar feeling, but times 10, because this contract, you guys, is $1.8 million for the year. Like, it blew my mind how I felt so aligned and how it flowed. And I felt and feel so worthy. So it's literally a 6+ figure contract monthly, which obviously would be me, several team members and tech. So yes, so that's more evidence of things showing up and that things are moving forward. Then I did a fundraising workshop. I had a fundraising workshop for the Create It Center, which is one of the things I'm envisioning starting in Atlanta. Then I walked a Soul Cycle. I did a Soul Cycle class, and then I went to go eat at Eat Flower Child and finished up some things as well. So I identified right away, even as I was doing it, like, Katrina, don't skimp on your laundry. Do your laundry on Thursdays or Fridays again. Keep any life, hashtag life exams, doctors, etc., to like Thursday afternoons, likely not even Thursday afternoons unless they don't have anything else. Like if they're not open Fridays, or Friday, to keep aligned, keep energy aligned. Outsource any cray tech issues with a key tech expert to not waste my time. And really thinking about and marinating on the belief more and more and more that it gets to be easy. And this also I'm reminded this through the spirit, but also like Amanda Francis reminds us a lot. Like it gets to be easier and easier and easier. And of course the proposals coming to me. Of course the aligned community is flowing to me. Like, of course, like why wouldn't it? Like I'm worthy, we're worthy, deserving. We've worked for it. We've risen up, we're being present and disciplined and, getting the learning and education needed. So then Wednesday, I was up late on Tuesday. I was wired. I think there was a lot of like spiritual and energetic things happening, like wired in a great way. And then Wednesday, because keep in mind, like apart from this, there's a lot of circumstances and things I'm walking through that are crazy, but staying focused on the present and dealing with what I may deal with and moving forward. And so I'll be sharing more on that likely in the months or years to come that I know will blow your brain. So Wednesday, rest and woo-saw, and then I did the course in a week review. So made some time for tech, updated offer, the thank you, increased the price on the retreats, updated the link in bio, checked emails. Then I took some prayer and bath time. Then I listened to the money challenge. I then realized, okay, just how I found this request for proposal. Let me scale this further to search for proposals. Then I folded laundry. Then I did a workout. Then I did a prayer and meditation. Then some more tech updates. Then I posted an offer in Women Entrepreneur Network, which is an incredible community where we get to come on Wednesdays. We meet Wednesdays. It's on my 75 plus tools in the link in bio. Then I ate. Then I did a social media post on my page and Buckhead Business. So look at the priorities. You can see how either social's knocked out early in the day and or at the end of the day. Typically, unless it flows easily into the activities I'm doing over lunch. Then I did a meditation in my own voice and recording with my own prayers. Then I journaled. Then I watched a movie at 7. Then at 9, I had slow yoga, prayer book, and sleep meditation. So I identified freedom to align to high vibe books and music and shift as desired. And then Thursday, I basically identified, without going through all the details there, I identified on Thursday that I definitely saw shifts to realignment and clarity with accountability and business to business to consumer. And this week, for example, you guys, one of the recent Instagram posts that I just shared from just Monday of this week, like it's showing me like when we manage our time effectively, what starts to happen is like compound interest, because like even where I was before was already, from years of redeciding different things. And so, for example, let me make sure this is okay. Shut off. So, for example, from this Monday, I shared an Instagram reel. You can see it. I'm dancing on it. My time, and it included Sacred 7 morning, then the Epic Fab Girl prayer. So this is also a Monday, just like I talked about in the beginning of the episode. Then I did submission for 2 brand deals, so you can see business to business. Workout and fasted and ate and shakes Herbalife. Then I revised my emails and tested with new brands. Content creation done for you and retreats, which you can listen to that episode and definitely reach out if that interests you. Then I outreach to 4 plus platforms for co-launches. So you can see community there. Followed up with Atlanta Rising Women on several things we have in collaboration and co-creation. Finished Tamra's book. I was on her show last week. I'll be sharing that episode soon, as soon as it's live, and did her book review. Confirmed and got member tickets for High Museum of Art events for Jazz, High Frequency Fridays, and Oasis, which is a wellness new event that they've created. Then I interacted on Soul Society, so more community, interacted with community and opportunities to create and collaborate. Then I worked out and also ate my plant-based meat, Impossible Burger and rice. I reviewed finances. I did my journal, actions. I did my EFT. I completed and edited 3+ YouTube videos and repurposed them on the show. And I attended and applied action steps and a training on Chat GPT and 6-figure events with Tamara Andres and Adam Flores. Then I reviewed, and I took breaks in between and prayer and meditation breaks in between these. So this is just giving you a rundown. I always take at least a 10 to 15 minute pause between transitioning to something else. Then I did social curator in the 6-figure action plan and posted reflections in the community. Then I completed a 20-minute bonus from B School with Ari and Simone. And I then was led to set up my profile for ongoing B2B potential projects with Dribble, which you may want to check out that platform too. Now, that was Monday. Now, yesterday at a glance, so you can see how everything is accelerating in so many different ways. Then yesterday, let me go back to yesterday. In the morning, I had my Sacred 7 morning, and I took a little bit more Wusa time, especially since I was up, I think, till like 10 or 11 with business items on Tuesday. And then I had my AWS, Amazon Web Services fundraising lab powered by Graham and Walker kickoff. Then I revised based on the chat GPT and some messaging. I revised quickly in less than 30 minutes, some added copy in my brand and program pages on the web. So tech time. Then I jumped into We Meet Wednesdays and the event and shared a tip. I connected with a community member there, Jordy, at 4. In between that, I updated some tech and web stuff as well. And I got clear on repurpose. I also implemented repurpose.io to scale social, like exponentially from Instagram to 10 plus ways, from YouTube to 10 plus ways, automated, like even beyond the tools I've shared before, like If This and That or Later Media or Restream. So that is something. And then also implemented and set out more to increase automation with ChatGPT, but also make it personalized with some of the things I learned with the mastermind Monday and Tuesday, and set out the outline for that. And then listened to Epic Fab Girl. And then I re-reviewed after Repurpose was set up. I re-reviewed my VA list and honed in on 7 things for them to focus on and eliminated all the previous social media stuff they were doing, which was at least 10 plus tasks, even with the automation and different things. So now with Repurpose, If This and That, Zapier, and Restream, like it's a whole vibe. And that's some of what I will be teaching in depth with the mastermind for multi-passionate women creators and CEOs that is coming in June, who crave creating community and cash. And we're talking 6+ figures. And if you're interested in that already, definitely message me. And then set out, listened to live Epic Fab Girl, and then completed like several things and cleared emails. That's another thing too. Like I'm not in my emails every single day, and my VA filters and looks through them 2-3 times a week typically. But when I am, or when I do, it is also the intention of, again, increased alignment, productivity, clearing to create space for more, and not available for overwhelm, not available for lack, any of that. So that shows you even in the last 2 weeks how things have accelerated and in priority. And today I shared some, highlights from some things with a meeting, a 3-day challenge, finishing that. I also got clear this morning after my morning routine on my B2B to C launch approach and what's scaling next with tech and teams. And that took less than 30 minutes. Because again, the more clear you are, the clearer and easier and easier and easier it gets. Actually, it was like less than 15 because a lot of it's already outlined and immediately I was clear. And then now I'm recording this episode, and then I'll record the one for Honeybook next. And then I'll walk over to one of my fave coffee shops to grab just a quick ginger drink and stay there for a while to finish up working on that mastermind I was just talking about and setting up some next steps for that. And then you may have heard me talk about on another episode, which this will be in a launch coming up as well, on setting up NFT and an NFT marketplace and how that is integrating everything within Create It Like a Boss. So I already have set up, I'm already clear on the outline. I'm already clear on the artwork, on the themes. I've already created over 100 plus pieces of art for my initial launch. And then basically doing drops of the different artwork and the NFTs. So that's already done and I designed them. And then I'm going to the park. So you can see how there is intentionality, there is definite impact and focus and priorities. And in this morning, also my 7 minutes to create it got set up, the 3-day challenge emails got set up, and then I'll be setting up some more of those to announce the 3-day challenge this afternoon as well. Actually, that'll be my first thing because I realized I needed to move that before the mastermind work. So just to close the loop on that, because that was done before the meeting. So in any event, tag me if you do the time tracking, and tag me on what gets revealed to you as you create it. I would love, love, love to know. And leave a review on the show so I can shout you out. And as a reminder, the handles are at Katrina Julia Fit, at Fit Life Creation. And as always, friends, remember, create, transform, and inspire, because you are born to. I am so excited and honored to partner with Spotify for podcasters. Ever since I connected with Spotify for podcasters, I feel like having options like video podcasts and Q&A and polls has helped me be creative on a whole new level. And if you didn't know, I want to thank all of you for listening, because last year we reached top 100 in marketing. And some of the ways this was able to happen is because of the ability to have distribution on platforms like iTunes, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Stitcher, and more. Basically everywhere and anywhere podcasts are in the world. I highly recommend you record your show on Spotify for podcasters. You can download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. If you want to make a podcast, Spotify's got this incredible platform to help you make one super easily and distribute it everywhere and anywhere, and even earn money all in one place for free. Yes, for free with Spotify for podcasters. And here is how it works at a glance. You can record and edit your podcast and your shows right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you get to start creating it today, or like I like to say, #create it. Then you get to distribute it to Spotify and everywhere and anywhere podcasts are heard in the world. Video podcasts are also available. Plus, make sure you check out the different features that I mentioned earlier to get your fans, your friends, and your besties engaging in your show, like the Q&A and the polls, to get people talking. And one tip, I've extended several of my podcasts out to the end of the year, because that way you get people a chance to connect and create it. So, share with me if you record your first and or your next show with Spotify for podcasters. I would love to know. Tag me at Katrina Julia Fit, at Fit Life Creation. And speaking of connecting and creating a conversation, also leave a review on my show with your new show, and I will make sure and shout out your show as well. And definitely check out all the ways that I spotlight and feature and connect with creators on my show and collaborations as well. So let's create it. All the chats on faith, wellness, money, marketing, business, and travel, so you create a life and business you already. Head on over to the blog, the podcast, and the freebies to jumpstart your transformation. If you're ready to dive into the online courses, the live events, or the retreat, and if you want to create with our community on an even deeper level, definitely check out our internships, our influencer collaborations, management, and brand engagement. Let's create it.